Hi everyone, welcome to today's live stream. My name is John with WebDev for You, here to help you build awesome websites without code in Webflow. If you're new to the live stream, I do these live streams every Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central, and I go over everything Webflow, how to use Webflow, how to build layouts with Webflow. I go over different design systems. I also go over how to create animations and interactions in Webflow. I also provide support via the super chat feature on YouTube. So if you need help with a personal project, you can just drop a super chat. Any amount is fine. It just helps support the channel. It helps support me to do this every day. So yeah, that's the super chat feature. It's just the $ here in YouTube, and you can also send stickers, I believe. All right, so we have a fun live stream planned for today, and I'll just jump right into it. So today we're gonna build this menu. So last week I spent quite a bit of time on just building layouts and gradients and things like that. So this week, or maybe just today, I want to focus on creating a cool menu, like a nice menu interaction. So I found this website here the URL is lyonmoran-interiors.com, and I'll post it in here in the chat. Hey Dylan, so we're going to be building this menu. So if we click, we can see we have 3 panels coming in, and then we have this effect when we hover over each menu item. So we're going to focus on this effect and this menu here. So it's just a nice effect. I think it'll be a fun demonstration of the power of Webflow and the different things you can accomplish. So last week we did build this layout, which I built here. I'm not going to finish it. Let me know if you want me to finish it, but it's just a lot of little details like typography and social icons, but I just mainly wanted to showcase building this grid layout in Webflow. But this was last Thursday, so we might just leave it at that as far as like adding other elements that can easily be done in Webflow using layout properties like flex and alignment tools like margin and padding. So I feel like I covered mostly what I wanted to cover with this layout. So we'll move on to a cool interaction today. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a nice break from just building layouts. And yeah, thanks Maverick. Thanks, I appreciate it. Actually, I might have to, what's the word, bite my words, or not bite my words, but like I might have to, because I know I said I probably wouldn't use a client-first system, but I am considering it for this client project, which kind of a testament to the fact that FinSuite took their time to build a system that that we could try and use for our build. So I might attempt it, or I might pick and choose different concepts from the client-first system. Yeah, thank you, Jojo. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, definitely got to give it more credit because I just like the organization of it. I still have to wrap my head around the div block and adding margin and padding to a parent div. But now that I started to think about it, it's very similar to me adding wrappers. I like to use wrappers a lot in my builds. So you'll see me name div blocks, like give it a name, then dash wrapper, which is similar to applying or creating a div block just for margin and padding. It's kind of similar concepts. We're still wrapping components and elements in a div. So it's going to take me a moment to see if I really want to use it, but I'm considering it for this next client project. Eat your words. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Dylan. Appreciate it. I always try to find these interesting sayings. Sometimes I can't quite remember them. So yeah, let's go ahead and build this. So I was messing around with this effect, like if we look at this this menu, if we open it, it has a really cool menu that comes in, and then when you hover, the text flips. So as I was looking at this effect, I was like, in order for this to be possible, the text would have to be even spaced between. And let me show you what I mean by that. So if I go into Webflow and I change the font to something else, like let's say Montserrat, for example, and I make it all capital case, and then I try to flip it, like rotate it, you notice that the M goes over the E. So I'm going to showcase how I did all this. Like, don't worry if like you feel like I jumped 10 steps ahead. Basically, I'm just rotating it, and I applied child perspective so we can get that 3D feel. So when I rotate it, the M is over the E. So I thought to myself, well, the M is wider than the E, so I do need a font that is the same width across, like for all letters. And then I looked for monospace fonts, and then I realized monospace, that makes sense. Monospace, one space, or same space. So I went and on Google and I typed in monospace, or like I think I typed in same space fonts, Google fonts, and then it clicked for me. That's what monospace is. And you go into Google and they got space mono, or like you can just search for monospace fonts, and they have a whole bunch here. And I found this font called, they have sign mono. They just have a bunch here. I found this font called Major Mono Display. It's almost a bit like an alien font. Like the H is weird, and it's just a really interesting font. And it's monospace, so all the letters are the same space, are the same width. So when I do the rotation, it's perfect. So in this case, I think they used a monospace too, because all of the width of the letters are the same width. Pavish asks, could you please tell how to change the color of slider dot please? Yes, Pavish, I can do that. We'll do that after I cover this menu here. Okay, I just wanted to kind of give that quick intro there, but let's go ahead and jump into building the actual menu. So I'm going to delete everything I have on this site. I'm going to clean up all the classes. And again, if you're new to Webflow, I do cover some pretty advanced topics here, but feel free to stop me as I'm explaining and be like, hey, I don't understand what you're doing. Can you explain that? Or, if you have any, questions pertaining to Webflow at all, or like simpler questions or questions around getting started, just feel free to type it in chat, and I can definitely help out with that. Let's go ahead and get started. As you all know, I like to start all my sites with a section. So we'll add a section, and we'll just call it hero-section. This will be the hero section. Or you know what? I'm not building a full site, so we're just going to call it section right now. We'll set the min height to 100 VH, have a full viewport section. And in here, we'll set it to flex, center. And I'm not going to style the open button. I'm just going to create a circle for the open button, just to save a little bit of time. We can see here on this site, they have like this really interesting X, and maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll create that menu button tomorrow. But for now, we just want to create the menu opening and that whole effect. So I'll add a div block, and we'll call this menu button open. And we'll set the width to 50 by 50. We'll give it a background color of almost black. And we'll set the border radius to 50%. We might work with gradients too, to like really get out there with the colors, but right now we'll just leave it at kind of black and white, really simple colors, so we can focus more on the technical aspect of this build. Okay, so in the section, what I want to do now is add the menu. So I'll add a div block, and I'll say menu-wrapper, and we'll set it to a position of fixed and full. Okay, so the menu is in the section, and actually, yeah, I want the menu in this section, I think. If not, we can take the menu out of the section, but for now, we'll just put it in the section, and boom, we have the menu wrapper. It's set to fixed, And awesome. I'm thinking we're going to add it to the body, but let's just focus on this right now. So we have the menu wrapper. And then if we look at this menu, when it opens, it has 3 different blocks coming in. So for that, let's see. Yeah, for that, I'm going to add another div block. So I'll add a div, and I'll set it to, I'll call this menu bars wrapper. I'll set it to a position of absolute and full. And then in here is where I'm going to add those bars. So the reason I'm adding it in another div is because we're going to have another wrapper with the menu items inside of it. So we're having full, like each layer of the menu is going to fill the entire width and height, or fill the entire viewport essentially. So we have the menu wrapper, then we have a layer of the blocks that are going to be on its inside its own div, and then we're going to have another layer of menu items that's going to be inside its own div. So we can stack those and have some z-index to them. Hopefully that made sense. Hey Amkar, hello. Okay, so we have the menu bars wrapper. I'm going to set it to flex, vertical, align, horizontal. Yeah, align, or the direction is going to be vertical. Then I want to align stretch horizontally and justify from the top. So now I can add a div block, and I'll call this menu bar, for example. And then for the sizing, I'm going to say grow if possible. So this menu bar will fill the available space. Now all I need to do is copy and paste 3 times, and we have 3 equal bars, or 3 equal rows, I should say. Okay, and so now we'll go into the background, and I'll say 181818, and we have those bars, right? So all I have to do at this point, and we'll go ahead and animate it, so we'll do it step by step. So I'll go into, I'll select the menu button open, or let's see. Yeah, okay. So yeah, let me put the menu wrapper outside here, and no, let's leave it in this section for now. Okay, so we have the menu wrapper and the menu button open. So what we can do, we can go into the interaction, so we'll create that interaction. I'll click the plus, and I'll say on mouse click of the menu button open, we're going to start an animation. We're going to start a new timed animation, and we're going to say menu open. Okay, so there's going to be the opening of the menu. All right, so then we're going to select the menu wrapper. We're going to say, give it an action. We're going to say hide show. So initially we want it to be hidden so we don't see it. And then we're going to show it right away. So we'll set it back to flex. Or no, this is just display block. Yeah. And then we're going to move each of these bars individually. So I'll select this first bar, I'll move it 100% to the right. So on the x-axis, I'll say 100%. And we'll just do the selected element. We don't want all the bars to move at the same time because we're going to give them a delay one after another. I'll select the second one. I'll say move just this selected element, move it 100%. And we want these to be the initial state. So set as initial state, set as initial state. And then this one, we're going to move it 100% and just the selected element, and then set as the initial state. So initially we don't see the menu and we don't see those bars. The bars are off canvas. So now we want to bring those bars in one by one. So this first bar, which I believe is at the bottom, after we show the menu, so it's going to, initially the menu is hidden, the entire menu wrapper is hidden, then the menu wrapper shows so the user can interact with the elements inside the menu. And then we're going to move each individual block from right to left. So right now they're all the way to the right. So we're going to move this first one, we're going to move it back to 0%. And let's 0.5 is fine for the duration. Let's say it has a really slick easing, so we'll do ease in out, or ease out. Let's try quart, ease out quart. I'll select the second one. We'll move it to 0% on the X. Again, ease out quart, and we'll start them together. And then the first one will move to 0%. Start it with the other ones. I'll say ease out quart. Now all I have to do is add a delay to the second and third one. So this one will have a delay of 0.2. They're pretty quick, so I'm going to add a delay of 0.1, and this is going to be a delay of 0.2. That's kind of fast, so I'm going to select all of them. I'm going to say 1 second. Yeah, that's much better. So I click. Nothing happens. Let me save. Okay, so let's see here. Menu wrapper. So menu open, menu wrapper, hide show should not be visible initially. Then we show it. And then we should have that effect occur. Hello, MHD, welcome. Okay, menu button, menu wrapper. It's in the section. I love it when things work. Let's see, relative. Maybe I have to set it to relative. Or maybe menu wrapper, set it to hidden. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so I had to set this menu wrapper to hidden in order to click on it, but I thought I did that in the interaction, so let me see. Oh, I didn't set it as the initial state. Got it. So the menu wrapper has to be set as the initial state. So now I should be able to bring it back and we shouldn't have any issue. Perfect. All right, so we have the first part of the menu done. Looks pretty good. It's still a little bit smoother. I mean, oh, that's pretty good. No, I like it. So then we have to work on the menu close. So for that, we'll go into the menu wrapper. I'll add a div. Let me set the menu wrapper to, okay, it's fixed. We'll add a div block and I'll say close button. We'll position it absolute in the upper right. And we'll say, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's why I do it. I just, want to help users with Webflow. I know web design and development isn't always like the easiest concepts to grasp, and we try to make it easier with no code, but we still have to maybe understand a few other concepts in there. But appreciate the kind words, MHD. Definitely enjoy doing these live streams. Cool. So there's going to be our close button. And yeah, if you have any questions or any super chats, like feel free to post. We have some regulars in here, so if you want to hop in, more often or every Monday through Thursday, we definitely have a good time here. So, all right, cool. So we have that. Then we have the close button. So now we can create the menu item. So we see we have this effect here. So let's go ahead and create that. So within the menu bars wrapper, or the menu wrapper, I'm going to add another div. And I'm going to set this to a position of absolute and full because the menu wrapper is already fixed. So we don't need to use that fixed setting anymore. We can just use absolute and it'll fill that fixed parent element. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Maverick. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's the funny thing. The more you use Webflow, the more you actually understand CSS. That's definitely, I found that same kind of correlation as well, or that same connection. So this is going to be menu items wrapper. Okay. So we're going to put our menu items in here. So position absolute, perfect. And then I'm going to set this to flex, vertical. No, wait. Yeah, okay. Let me take a look here. Yeah, we'll do that for now. So flex, vertical, align start. We're gonna align it to the left because these menu items are on the left. And we'll justify top, or let's do center. So the menu items will be in the center. So on the left and in the center. Okay. So let's go ahead and start adding our menu items. So I'll add a div block and I'll call this menu item wrapper. Okay, so we have this div block here and home project. Okay, and now we'll add our text. So let's see. Yeah, okay, so we have to add each letter one by one, okay? So we'll add a text block. Yeah, we might have to add some more divs, some more parent elements, but we'll get to that in a second. So we'll call this menu dash letter, okay? And we'll say H for home. And let's go ahead and change the color and the font. So for the font, again, I'm using major mono space, I think, major mono display, and the font will be white, and it's going to be a really large font size, so maybe 120. Yeah, 120 works. I'll do 1 dash for the line height, so unitless. Okay, then I'll paste this. So in the menu item wrapper, so singular because it's the item wrapper, I'm going to set it to flex, horizontal, align stretch, and justify start. So I can paste that H 4 times and just type in home. Okay, great. And then for the menu items wrapper, so the entire wrapper, I can add some padding of 60, something like this. And then we'll copy each menu item wrapper. So copy and paste. So we have 4. Home, projects, about, contact. So home, yeah, so this font is interesting because if you use capital, if I use capital R, it's different, which I might do because it's just interesting. Projects, so we'll use one weird alien letter. Paste. I think that's too many. Projects. Oh no, it's perfect. Let's see what the T looks like. Nope. And what's the S? Nope. Projects. And about. The A is cool. Yeah, I like that A. About. What's the U look like? What's the Y? Nope. It's a very interesting font. About and contact. What's the C? Nope. C-O-N-T. We'll use this A. Now let's use the regular A. We need one of them in each. Okay, so we have one alien letter in each. So here's the H, the P, and the A's are kind of weird. Okay, so menu item wrapper, let's add some margin, maybe 20 pixels. All right, so if I preview and I open, we have our menu items. One thing I didn't do, obviously you want to set the menu item wrapper to a link block. So this is always fun trying to convert it because you have to select it properly. So what I might do is just add some margin there so I can select it, convert to link block, convert to link block, and Yeah, I could, Manuel, but I need to apply the 3D rotation to all the letters, so I need them to be individual. So that's why each letter is separate. So yeah, we have menu item wrapper. Let me remove the underline. And okay, underline is removed. Okay, great. And we'll remove the margin here. Okay, so here I'll showcase this. So we've selected a menu letter. And actually what I want to do is go into the menu item wrapper, so the parent element, and I want to give it some child perspective. So when you're working with 3D, you want to give the parent element some child perspective, so you have some 3D space. So here I'll click the 3 dots, and for the children perspective, I'll say something like 1,000. So that gives us plenty of space to move those letters inside of this 3D space. So now I can select the menu letter, and I can say 3D transforms, and I can set the transform origin to the right. So I'll set it to the right, and then I'll add a transform. I'll say rotate, and rotate it on the Y axis. So we get that really cool effect. Nice. But instead of applying it here, we're going to do it with the interaction. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'll select the menu item wrapper, go into interactions, and click the plus. Then I'll say on mouse hover, we're going to start an animation, and I'm going to say menu letter hover, hover in. Okay. And when we hover over it, we're going to select the menu letter, and we're going to rotate it. Yeah, only children with this class, that's fine. Menu letter, because we want to rotate all of them. And we're going to rotate it on the Y axis. We're going to rotate it 180 degrees. And for the duration, we'll say 0.5. And let's do an easing of ease out court to match just the easing of the site. So let's see how this looks. And perfect. And let's see if we get, yep, that's exactly what I wanted. And we'll apply it to class. So we'll apply it to all the menu item wrappers. So it'll apply it to these and these. So here under trigger settings, we'll say class, and we'll say menu item wrapper. So now if I open it and I hover, it does it to all of them. Nice. So now we just need to do the hover out animation. So start an animation. I'll duplicate the menu letter hover in, select it, so it's menu letter hover in 2, and I'll just say menu letter hover out. And all we have to do is set the rotation to 0. So now we'll preview, open, and we can see we have that interesting effect to all the letters. Okay. Yeah, so the last thing we need to do is when the menu opens, so let me go back into styles. I'm going to, for the menu wrapper, I'm going to hide it, and we'll select the menu button open. Let's go into that interaction. So on menu open, yeah, the menu appears, but I also want the menu items wrapper. I'm sure I could have probably named these a bit better, but we have the menu items wrapper, which is the menu, the link blocks. We want to set the opacity to 0% initially, so we don't see them. So 0%, and we'll set it as the initial state, and then we'll say opacity 0.5 is fine. We'll just say ease, and we'll set it to 100%. And we'll start it with here with the menu hide show. Okay, so yeah, I think that should do it. So I'd start it. Yeah, that's better. Actually, either way would work. Let's see how they did it here. Interesting. I'll have to look into that, Manuel. Oh, okay. So forget that opacity thing I just added. We're going to, yeah, this is going to be cool. Let me delete the opacity. Let's go back into the menu wrapper. Okay, let's go back into this effect. And yeah, let me look at this. Hold on, Manuel. Yeah, I think the letters can be different widths, but when you type it out, they all have the same width. I'd have to research that, but it definitely works because the spacing is still the same when you invert it. So it does work somehow. Anyways, we probably have to, like, I don't know, measure individually just to see if it's perfect. But one thing I wanted to do is, yeah, make the text appear from the bottom to the top. So we open it, the text appears. Okay, got it. So this is where menu item wrapper. Yeah, this is where I want to yeah, add things in another div block. So we'll say div, and we'll say there's a menu item wrapper. We'll call this, I will just call it menu item mask. How's that? Menu item mask. We'll put this in here, and we'll add a few other ones. So you'll see in a sec why I'm adding a mask. Okay, menu item mask. Okay, and we'll add another div block, and we'll say menu item mask. Okay, we'll put this up here, put this in here, and one more div menu item mask. Okay, so I think we got it. Menu item mask. Okay, so for this menu item mask, I'm going to set the overflow to hidden. And what this will allow us to do is I can then select the menu item wrapper, and I can move it up and down. So I can move it like this, right? And we can see the menu items come in. All right, so that's why before I was saying I knew I had to wrap some elements a bit more because we had some more effects going. All right, so we have the menu item mask, and what we want to do is for the menu, or let's go to the menu button open, go to the interaction, menu open, click here, and then we want to select, let's see how they do it here. So there is a delay. Okay, so there's a delay to it. So we'll select the first menu item mask, or menu item wrapper, excuse me. And we have to move them all down. So I'll say 100%. Set as initial state. And we want to say selected element because we're going to stagger them. I'm hoping Webflow comes out with a stagger feature sometime soon, because I know a lot of these scripts, these animation scripts, have a cool stagger shortcut or like function that you can easily apply. And that's one thing I'm hoping Webflow updates in their interactions, where I can have the same elements but just apply a stagger effect to them. The way we have to do it now, we have to go into each element individually and apply a delay. So I'm hoping at some point Webflow adds a stagger kind of option for interactions. Okay, so I'll select this menu item mask, and I'll say move down 100%, set it as the initial state and just the selected element. Oh no, not the menu item mask, the menu item wrapper in the mask. We'll move it down 100%, set it as the initial state, just the selected element. Then the menu item wrapper will move it down 100%. And then we'll say selected element, set as initial state. And the last one, we will move it 100%, the selected element, and set as initial state. Okay, so all the menu items start at the bottom. And okay, so now we have to go in and bring them back in. So we'll say move back to 0% for the first one. I'll just duplicate this 4 times and change the target. So right click, change target, select the second one, just selected element, right click, change target, select the third one, just the selected element, right click, not delete, right click, change target, and the fourth one, and just the selected element. Okay, so I'll start it with the bars moving. So let's take a quick look and see how that looks. Okay, so we see we need to, and we need to do something else in a second too. All right, so I want it to start after the bars come in. So I'm gonna do, let's take a quick look here. So the bars come in, and then, okay, so I actually, I can start this after. So let me see if I can just grab these and do something like this. Nope. After previous, okay. So after the bars come in, we're going to start this animation, and we're just going to add a delay to each one. So this is going to be 0. 0. That'll be 0.2, and this will be 0.4, and this will be 0.6. We'll select all of them. We'll say ease out quart. Keep it consistent. Okay, so 0.2 is too much delay, so let's do 0.1. So 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3. Okay, that's not bad. I might change the easing a little bit. Maybe ease, just ease. Yeah, I don't mind that. All right, so now the last thing we note is that we're missing that letter on the end. So we actually have to apply, let me save this. And we actually have to apply some padding to the right side here. So I'm just gonna say 100. So we don't miss the last letter. Excuse me. Yeah, so that is our menu. This could be a really out there type of menu, you know, for a cool movie or something. The movie that comes to mind when I think of these letters is that movie where there was aliens that came from outer space, and they were speaking a different language and like almost hieroglyphs. Oh, what's the name? I almost had it. It was the guy from, he was in the Avengers. He played Hawkeye, and the woman from Amy Adams is her name. What's the name of that movie? Somebody must know it here. That was a really cool movie. Yeah, so the last thing I want to do is take this close button. I want to change the Z index to something really high so we have access to it. And we're just going to reverse the entire menu. Okay, so let's see here. So the close button, when we close it, arrival, yes, thank you, Eric, appreciate it. So mouse click, on first click we'll start an animation. We'll duplicate the menu open. Yeah, that was a great movie, I really liked it. Menu close. Oh, Dune was dope. Dune was such a good movie. Yeah, I just recently saw that. Actually, I subscribed to HBO Max for like a month just to watch Dune because I don't watch anything else on HBO Max. but I didn't want to go to the theater to watch it. Yep, that's it, Richard. Arrival. Yep. I didn't want to go to the theater, so I just got HBO Max for like a month because HBO was showing it in their subscription. Cool. So yeah, let's just close the menu when we click on the close button. So let's see. I'm actually, yeah, let's delete all the initial states. Yeah, definitely. And I'll put this at the bottom here. So for the menu bars, or we're going to hide the menu items first. So we'll start with 4 and the delay will be 0, and then 3, the delay will be 0.1, then 2, the delay will be 0.2. So we're just reversing everything. And then 1, the delay will be 0.3. Okay, so we just reversed it. And for all of these, we're going to set it back down to negative 100%. So it goes back down. Then the menu bars, the same thing. We want to reverse it. Yeah. Oh no, not negative 100%, 100% to move it down. Okay. Then the menu bars, we're going to start. Let's see how they reversed it here. They start with the bottom. Okay, so the bottom goes first, which is what we want. So we're going to do 100%. Yeah, and just do 100% for all of them. And I think that should work. 100%. And then the last thing we're going to do is hide the menu. So here for hide show, just set it to hidden. I think that's it. So we open the menu. We close the menu. Boom. Awesome. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. All right. So let me close my calendar here. So now we can just link out the menu items to anything. So I'm just going to link them all out to WebDev for you to plug my site, obviously. Just kidding. I'm not all about promotion and anything like that. But do look out for my new template coming out soon. Hopefully comes out today. All right, cool. So I'll go ahead and publish because that's basically it. And I'll preview. So we click the menu button. It opens. We have this weird line. I don't know what that's about. That's weird. Never seen that before. Okay, so now I can't close the menu. Why is that? So close button, or reopen it. I need to be able to reopen it. Oh, wait. No, that should work. So hide, menu wrapper, set to hidden, menu button, menu bars. Okay, menu item wrapper, that's fine. We reset it. So what? Menu bar. 1 second. That's fine. Maybe I have to hide the menu. Let's try that. So menu hidden. Open. Perfect. Close it. Okay, give me 1 second. Comes in, we close it. Okay, so I don't have access to this right now. Why is that? So the menu wrapper, we must have not accessed the menu wrapper correctly. So the close button, menu close, menu wrapper. Let's do selected element, maybe. We set it to hidden. Yeah, save. And after it closes, it should be hidden, but it's not. Oh, that's fun. Menu wrapper. Okay, let's bring that back in. Let me change the cursor to pointer. Okay, so menu wrapper. So when we close it, when we click, everything moves, and then the menu wrapper is set to not visible to hide the elements. Yeah. If anybody catches what I'm missing, let me know. Because I should have access to the button, because what we do is we hide the entire menu wrapper when we close the menu. So in the menu bars wrapper, so let me publish it, hold on. Preview, open the menu. That's all good. We got to work on that line. I do not know what that's about. Okay, I'll close the menu. Menu items wrapper, position absolute. So this should be menu bars wrapper, display block. This is set to menu wrapper. So this should be display none now, which it didn't happen. So display none. Okay. So it's not setting it to display none, it's setting it to display block. Is it not, is indexing, hidden menu div is over it maybe? Possibly. But I'm getting some weird, like, it's still set to display block here, and it should be none, because that's what I set it to in the interaction. So let's go back and see if I'm missing something. Menu close. I'm gonna delete this and try again. So select the menu wrapper, hide show, display none, save. Oh, now it worked. Yeah, that was a bit glitchy from, yeah, I don't know why it did that. Yeah, it was, I don't know, maybe because I was applying it to the selected element, but it works fine now. Yeah, perfect. Except for that line there, we're gonna fix that. Let me see if I can reproduce it, because if not, it might be a little glitch. So menu button close, and I think before I had it set to just selected element. Maybe that could be why. No, it works fine now. Just a little hiccup. I just had to retarget it, I guess. All right, cool. So yeah, I think that's it. Trying to think. Oh yeah, that weird space. So what I can try to do is for the menu bars is maybe try 100%. Just giving it a value of 100%, see if that helps. We're trying to get rid of that weird line in the middle. Nope, still there. Let's see. Menu bar. See if I can recreate it. No. Strange. So let's see. Let's try for the menu bars wrapper. Hey Tommy, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, we're just creating a menu here. Menu bars wrapper. Let's try to give this a height. 100%. It might need an explicit height. Set the menu. Ah, Erik, genius. That's brilliant. Yep, so let's preview that. No, okay, so we'll go with Erik's idea. So let me remove, that's a genius idea. I'm gonna remove all this, oh, and I set the width to 100%, should have been the height. Yeah. Oh, I can't set the height because we have it to grow if possible. So Erik says set the menu bar's wrapper to, or let's see. Would that work? Let me see, menu bar's wrapper to that same black. Open, yeah, that's the only thing. It does that, so we can't do that or apply the color there. Alignment order. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a browser thing. Let me open Safari and see how it looks in Safari. Yeah, Safari doesn't have that issue. Wow, that is a nice menu. I like it. I like it a lot. And we could use howler.js to add sound effects. That would be super dope. I have these cool sound effects, like when you hover, you can make like weird sounds. That would be so awesome. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Who wants to learn how to add sound effects to a website? That'd be super, super cool. All right, nice. Bars 100 VH divided by 3 and menu wrapper 100 VH. Let's do it. Let's do it, Mohammed. So menu items wrapper. Let's see. Menu bars wrapper 100 VH. Menu bar, we'll remove this sizing. We'll say 100 VH, 100 divided by 3 VH. All right, let's see how we did. No, it's still that line there. That's super weird. And then I do that and it goes away. Chrome, what are you doing? You know what? No. Well, yeah, I guess this would work. Menu bar, we'll add a border, same color. And make the border like 2. Kind of a weird thing, but let's try it. What is happening? Let's try 5. I have a feeling it's something else besides, because it'll still add that border. It's adding that spacing. Yeah, it's so weird. What is that line doing there? Okay. Let's remove the border. I guess we'll just add a negative margin. Let's try that, -4. And if we have space at the bottom, we'll fix that. Chrome, what are you doing? Yeah, this was a fun one. I know someone mentioned that I should edit my videos to make them shorter, and I'm thinking of like afterwards. Yeah, that worked. Adding a negative margin, that worked. So let me make it -2 instead of negative. Let's try -2. See if that works. Yeah, so someone mentioned, because the videos are pretty long, like the live streams, So one idea I had was like redoing this entire thing after the live stream, but I don't know if I have time for that. All right, yeah, adding a bit of negative margin helped. Maybe it has something to do with the min height. Maybe it would need an explicit. Yeah, that I found that weird too, Eric. I don't know. Let's try a few things. I'm just gonna try to narrow it down to see what it is. So I'm gonna remove this margin, and for the menu wrapper, oh no, I have it set to fixed. Yeah, it's fixed, so I don't know why I would do that. Maybe for the section, yeah, let's try to set an explicit height to the section. And the last, no, I do want the menu in the section. No, don't know what that's about. Let's try moving it out of the section. We'll put the section on top. No, the section would need to be like this. Wait, I don't know. No, this isn't gonna work. Yeah, the menu needs to be in the section. Well, okay. We'll just do that negative margin thing, and yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Let me undo all of that. There we go. Menu wrapper, section, min height 100 VH, and menu bar. Yeah, let's try -1, see if just -1 works. Maybe just add some stamps. Yeah, that's a good idea, Richard. Yeah, -1 works for margin. Okay, now I'm just curious. What if we remove it now? Does it work? It just has 1 pixel. Yeah, I can do that. Add some timestamps. Nope. So yeah, we just add -1 margin to the menu bar and we're good to go. All right, so that concludes this menu. We have 3 minutes left. If anyone has any questions, I'll stay on a bit longer for super chats if anybody has a super chat. But yeah, this was a really fun menu. We could add the arrow too that comes in. So this was inspired off this site, and you know where the arrows come in. And they have this number changing here, which is cool too. Probably won't get into that, but I think that's more of a script there. We might be able to do it with interactions, but it's a little, I think it would be pretty involved. But yeah, we could add an arrow that comes in and pushes, like has that cool effect. I think that arrow does add a lot of dimension and more effect to it, because it's like pushing the text and flipping it over. So if I had an arrow, I would definitely add it. It'd be really simple. You would just put it before the text and then just position it outside of the wrapper and have it come in. So if you want to see that, I can cover that tomorrow. What else did I say I wanted to cover? Oh yeah, maybe sound effects. We'll see if we add sound effects. What if it was set to 0? Yeah, we'll see. Sorry for the background noise. I mean, can't really do much about that, but I left my windows open a little bit because it's pretty warm. Yeah, still, even if I set it to 0, still does it, Eric. Yeah, so -1. That'll do it. Can you make a listing website tutorial, please? The number changing, I think, is a position absolute. Bottom right, Lottie animation in loop. Absolute bottom right. Yeah, I thought it might be something like that, Maverick, but when I was observing it and kind of like trying to understand it, the thing is like if you hover over home and then you hover over about, like you see it goes from 1 to 3, like it's not sequential, which is interesting. I think you'd need a more complex script to do that, right? I can go from 1 to 4 and it just goes to 4. Like, you don't see 2 and 3 when I go to 4, you just see 1 to 4. So to me, that's more of a complex script than just a sequential script there. And I can't tell from looking at the code what it would be. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Yeah, so hopefully that was enjoyable. I mean, that was fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun building this. I will make this clonable, so you guys can just clone it. Maybe let's embellish it a bit more before I make it clonable, and let's try adding sound effects to really give it this weird effect. And we'll find this really cool picture on Unsplash of like some abstract art to go with this menu and create this really interesting vibe for the menu. I think it could be really cool. We'll use howler.js, and I've got some interesting sound effects. So howler.js allows you to add sound effects when you hover over things. So it's really fun. Cool. So that concludes today's live stream. Thanks everyone for joining. Yeah, thanks Maverick. Thanks Joey Joe. Can you make a listing website tutorial, please? Joey Joe, can you provide an example of that? I could definitely look into that. Thanks Eric, Richard, Mohammed, AJ, Tommy, I think I said Richard, Manuel, thank you, WKD, MHD, Amkar, Dylan, Joey Joe, I think I mentioned. Yeah, great to have all of you here. Fun building in Webflow, and yeah, I really love interactions. I have enjoyed building layouts, but interactions to me are just so fun and cool. And to be able to make things animate, I really like animation. So definitely had a lot of fun today. If you liked this live stream, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, I do these every Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central. And yeah, so that's it for today's live stream. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Peace.